Yes guys, just a quick one on blending the shading on a face. I've mapped out most of this face now. What I'm doing is blending out the saturations everywhere and just smoothing everything off. So I've been over each area of the face several times. At this stage, once I'm happy with the shape of everything, what I'm essentially doing is just darkening anything that needs to go darker, just assessing it, making sure I don't need to add any more details in. And what I'll do is I'll blend out the softest blends that I've not done. So there's shading to put in the eye, which I haven't put in yet because I've been using darker ink washes. I'm using a 21 curved mag at the moment to build out this shading. So when I've layered up to this stage, what I'll do quite a lot is I'll move around. I'll keep building up a little bit of shading in one area, give it a clean and then move on. Is it staying focused, Tyler?
Yeah.
Each time I'm putting shading in an area and making sure I put a bit of Vaseline in on the skin, glide over a few times, and then I can just pat it and give it a gentle wipe. When I was putting my layers in before, my pressure was a little bit firmer and I was more direct with the shading. At this stage, when I'm blending everything out, I'm being really gentle, really deliberate, and just taking my time and moving across the design to ensure that I don't overdo it anywhere. There's got to be some nice sections of skin left in faces like this, where the blending will seamlessly blend off and leave some of the areas as just skin to help build the contrast in the face. This face is quite a big design on the inside of the calf, moving down the inner leg. So it's quite a big face to be shading, so I've been using my 21 curved mag for more or less the whole face. You can see each time I add some shading and give it a wipe, there's not much shading that's been added because it's very slowly building it up. If you ram it in, your shading's just going to go in really harshly. You need to be able to build up and blend it off. Remember that skin stretching is important as well on this, guys. You need to be stretching the skin. When I'm using this pendulum method of gliding on and off the skin, I'll always travel farther than the pointer lift off the skin. And it just lets the shading blend off really seamlessly. So if I'm coming out the skin here, I'm still travelling a lot farther. So I move along here, and then when I leave the skin, I'll keep my needle going to there. I'm moving my needle in different directions over each bit of shading as well, just to really blend it off. Anywhere where I can see any harshness up close in the shading, I'll just keep gliding over that section till I'm happy. Whenever I do these kind of eyebrows, what I'll do when I'm adding the shading in, I'll start from this outer edge and I'll start to build up a darker shade coming through. And I'll just glide across back and forth. Essentially the eyebrow's built up of like these line shapes, so when you put a shade through you don't want to put it so dark that it covers up all the shapes. But again, I'll just glide a bit of shading through it from both sides. Moving around your design as well, it's still important from my perspective of making sure you're mapping it accurately. As soon as I'm in one area, I've done a little bit, I just move on. Don't stay in one area for too long. I can end up overdoing it. I like to see the whole design build up as one. Put that on silent, Arf. So I've come down my wash now. I'm in like a 30% saturated part at the moment. Top of this eyelid that's been left as skin now needs like a gentle shade as well through it. So when I'm layering up, some areas get untouched because they only need a lighter shade, so I come to them on the final blending. Coming in from either end, blending it towards the middle, and I'm going to leave a light spot in the middle, centre of the eye. Nearly done this demo, mate.
Fucking hell.
Is the cleaning the worst bit?
To be honest, no, it's not, but it's up there. Can't even lie to you.
Everyone hates the wipe. So I'm kind of getting to the point now where I'm happy with these sections. Do need to put a bit of a shade through this eye. You can see how many times I'm passing over this skin. I'm keeping it stretched and there's virtually no skin damage. The tattoo's completely flat, it's not too red and battered, and it's because I'm so gentle with the blending on this section. Just going to put a 15 curved mag on for a sec. Finish those eyeballs in. Gone into a 50% saturation. Going to try and darken from top down, so bring that dark, solid shading down to a lighter patch at the bottom. Couple of passes on either side. We'll build it up fine. How far are we in half? 15. Okay. What I see quite a lot of the time with artists building themselves up is all the shading will virtually look the same. Everything will be the same tone of shading. In order to develop and build your pieces to a higher level, you need to be able to develop contrast in the tattoo. Be able to develop out the darker shading and keep the lighter tones light. Will you rip us some sheets? Particularly in areas like this where the nose doesn't have any harsh lines, everything's built up with soft shades. In order to blend off them values. So I'm coming back into this section. Again, like I said, as you're watching this shading develop, you're not seeing much going on other than the shading's just getting smoothed. I'm just finessing all the sections that little bit more to get a much better outcome. You alright, Bez?
Yeah.
Good lad. This will be a really good video for you to sit and watch, Bez. The whole thing. Have you watched any of my demos? Oh, have you? Good lad. Nearly done, mate. I'm going to give you a break in a sec. But most of the face is basically boxed now. Got a bit more to do around the mouth.
Is there a shop around there?
Yeah, just round the corner, mate. Let me just give it a clean, guys, for you to have a look at. Shade in the face, guys, give it a go. Would you not see any of this side?